Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Taste. I'm Sean Moore and I'm here to rescue you from your Valentine's Day woes. In case you haven't figured out what to prepare for this special day, then have no fear. I got you covered. If you're new to my channel, then take the time to like and subscribe. Today, we're making the most romantic pot of mussels with this rustic grilled sourdough bread. And for dessert, we have to make the classic chocolate covered strawberries. Okay, let's get started. To begin, let us build our sauce. Add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil to a heavy pot. You can also use coconut oil. To flavor the oil, toss in 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes for heat. 1.5 tablespoons of lemongrass for a citrus undertone flavor. 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger root, which adds more to those Southeast Asian flavors. Make sure to watch your heat. I do not recommend heating your aromatics at super high temperatures. If you burn this base, then please start over. Next, add 2 teaspoons of curry powder along with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Swish it all around. I have the white ends from 3 green onion stems, as well as 2 teaspoons of minced ginger and 2/3 of a cup of Chardonnay, which we'll let reduce by half. Remember, it's okay to treat yourself from time to time, and also use wine that you'll be okay with drinking. Okay, my wine has reduced, so it'll be an ideal time to add the rest of our garlic, along with 2 teaspoons of chopped cilantro stems and 2 lime leaves, or 2 bay leaves. Next, open up a 13.5 ounce can of full-fat coconut milk. I like to incorporate the coconut cream first, then the milk. Make sure to scrape out everything. I want to stress to you guys that tasting your food is so important. For salt, I love the flavor that fish sauce brings, and you can easily find it in most supermarkets. Just go easy because mussels can be salty. To cut through the fat, squeeze in a few tablespoons of fresh lime juice. Now we are ready for the mussels. In total, I have roughly 5 pounds of fresh live mussels, which I checked for broken shells. The mussels have been scrubbed and the beards have been removed. It is so important to use fresh shellfish because the last thing you want is to get folks sick. I bought my shellfish from a trusted vendor at the original LA Farmers Market. Okay, now I'm done with my pep talk. Now we can go forward with stirring the mussels so we can distribute the flavor a bit more evenly, pop on the lid, and simmer for about 9 minutes. For a side, you can always opt in for the traditional french fries or a crusty loaf of bread. In this case, I'm using a sourdough loaf from Whole Foods. I like to section my bread into larger pieces because I want a rustic appeal, which in my opinion, helps this dish feel more approachable than, let's say, a crostini. From this point, get a pastry brush and some good olive oil, and I want you to liberally coat your sourdough section. I plan on grilling my bread so I can achieve those very desirable grill marks. I am fully aware of the added calories involved with this amount of oil, but I simply don't care today. This is Valentine's Day. Plus, I want this meal to compete with a restaurant establishment. After you oil up your sourdough, place your pieces onto a hot grill, like so, and heat for about 5 minutes. Now let's go back to our mussels for a sec, and they look beautiful. The aroma is quite intense, and the cooking liquid is so pleasant to the tongue. I do want some added freshness, so I went forward by chopping some fresh cilantro leaves and added it to the pot. Moving back to our bread, give everything one good flip and let the bread cook on the other side for another 4 to 5 minutes. When everything is done, place your bread pieces into one large platter and put aside. For a finishing touch, I want some fresh green onions to coincide with my cilantro, but this part is totally optional. For plating, grab a fairly large bowl with high sides to hold your mussels. I like to put my shells in first, and you will be so surprised by how enticing these mussels smell. It is beyond satisfying. Don't forget about the broth. It's actually my favorite part of this recipe, and you'll see why I opted in for the bread. This broth is so luscious and creamy, yet it's dairy-free, which appeals to those who can't handle lactose. If you have any leftover sauce, I recommend saving it for the next day and serving the sauce with a bed of pasta. Trust me, you will love it, especially when you know that we only use one pot to cook this main course. Now, if you want the quintessential Valentine's Day dessert, then you have to make my chocolate-covered strawberries. I'm setting up my bowls to coordinate my flavors, which you'll see shortly. To make this process easier to complete, just utilize your microwave for melting the chocolate. Remember to heat your chocolate within 15 to 30 second intervals and stir occasionally. Pop back and forth from the microwave until the chocolate is melted. Let's talk about flavors. I would choose to keep everything classic. My key flavors will be dark chocolate, white chocolate, and strawberry. We're going to achieve that strawberry flavor with freeze-dried strawberries, which I'll just pulverize with a rolling pin. No need for an extra Ziploc. Just make sure to open the seal a little bit for air to escape. Okay, we have our hot white chocolate, powdered strawberries, and a sieve. Sift the powder into your white chocolate in increments until you reach the desired color that you want. Next step, line up your clean and hand-dried strawberries onto a lined baking sheet. Put a skewer into a few of your berries without going all the way through. Now, slowly dip your berries into the chocolate and lay them flat onto the baking sheet. When finished, place the tray into the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes and transfer any leftover chocolate into a small Ziploc bag for piping. Just make a small snip to your bag and drizzle the chocolate delicately on top of your berries, like so. Put the tray back in the fridge until the chocolate is hardened, and that is how you make chocolate-covered strawberries. And this is also the end to our Valentine's Day special. And that is it. We made the most satisfying Valentine's Day dinner, including dessert. If you love seafood, but you want something different besides the lobster and shrimp, then try this dish. And with proper planning, you can easily get this done. Just have fun, enjoy the moment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Ciao. Give it to mama. Okay, and that is it. We made the most satisfying. Ciao.